If you're a fan of I Got a Cheat Skill in Another World and became unrivaled in the real world. 2. Brace yourself for a captivating journey through anime realms where elves, harems, and magical battles reign supreme. Number 10. The fruit of evolution. Before I knew it, my life had it made. Seiichi Hiragi is at the bottom of his school's social hierarchy. But one day he and the entire school are appended when everyone is sent to another planet. Seiichi finds himself alone and is approached by a gorilla, who, rather than assaulting him, proposes to him. As Seiichi muses, I suppose a gorilla is good too. They discover the fruit of evolution, and when they consume it, their lives are abruptly transformed once more. The fruit of evolution is a typical isekai in which the protagonist is trapped in that realm. Both series' main heroes acquire the adoration of women with their positive attitude, superhuman talents, and attractive appearance. Yet, the fruit of evolution's narrative is a little more lighthearted and humorous. Number 9. Aesthetica of a rogue hero. Young teenagers with Saiman syndrome, which allows them to travel to different planets, started to exhibit symptoms decades ago. Some of them did return with their fantastical talents intact, but most of them stayed in those other realms. One such person who left a serene existence behind and returned to Earth after preserving his dream realm is Akatsuki Aosawa. He not only brought back Miu, the daughter of the demon king he vanquished, but he also retained his powers. The two enroll in Babel, a unique institution created to house, educate, and teach people who have returned from other planets, after passing her off as his sister. While Aesthetica of a Rogue Hero has plenty of action, its focus on eki elements and its endlessly cocky main character make it a pretty different experience. Number 8. Uncle from Another World. Yusuko Jisen Shibazaki, the uncle of Takafumi Takaoka, had been unconscious for 17 years following a tragic collision with a vehicle. After a while, Jisen starts talking incoherently in a strange language and says he's been taken to a magnificent place called Grand Bahamel. Takafumi writes off his uncle's claims as fiction until a cup of water seems to levitate due to an incantation. In a flash of brilliance, the two decide to highlight Jisen's miraculous skills on a YouTube channel. The responsibility now falls on Takafumi's shoulders to acquaint Jisen with everything that has transpired during his absence, including getting him up to speed with the internet, new technology, and, surprisingly, the outcome of the 90s console war, the result of which was especially distressing for a hardcore Sega fan. I Got a Cheat Skill in Another World and Uncle from Another World both focus on characters who went to a fantasy world, came back to the real world, but still had all their powers from adventuring. Number 7. I'm Standing on a Million Lives. Yotsuya Yusuke, together with his friends Shindo Iyu and Hakozaki Kyusu, have been transported to a strange and unknown land populated by mythical animals. As soon as they arrive, they meet someone calling himself the Game Master, who gives them a time-limited task. To help them on their mission. He gives Shindo and Hakozaki the roles of wizard and warrior, respectively, while Yotsuya is arbitrarily assigned the position of a farmer. This is how a frantic life of adventuring began for three students who now have no option but to accomplish random tasks for numerous phases in the fantasy world in order to stay alive and safeguard the actual world from the demons and monsters they confront. In I'm Standing on a Million Lives, the characters are given a menu and abilities that allow them to level up and gain skills similar to those in I Got a Cheat Skill in Another World and became unrivaled in the real world. Number 6. Excel World. Haruyuki Arita is a loser at school, often mocked by his peers. Like many others, he finds solace in the virtual world of computer games. One day, his video gaming talents pique the interest of Koroikaheim, the popular student council vice president. She exposes Haru to a new game called Brain Burst, which speeds up the human brain process to the point that time seems to halt. But it is essentially an augmented reality massively multiplayer online MMO fighting game in which players battle each other in furious duels to earn burst points, which can then be used on accelerated skills in the real world. Both series have the main characters discover secret ways to augment their abilities. I Got a Cheat Skill in Another World is an anime, whereas Excel World is a sci-fi series about augmented reality games. Number 5. Lookism. Park Hyung-suk, who is small, chubby, and unsightly, has been frequently tormented and discriminated against because of his physical appearance. To escape his bullies, he chooses to move to a vocational preparation school for a fresh start. Nevertheless, after moving into an apartment by himself near his new school, he awakens in a new body, one that is tall, gorgeous, and powerful. Yet his aging body remains asleep on the floor next to him. Hyung-suk quickly realizes that he can swap between bodies by falling asleep. Now he must learn to handle the fame that his sexy new body has brought, as well as uncover why and how he started body swapping in the first place. Both series have the main character remain a great guy, even with their stunning new looks. Neither are corrupted by popularity, and that often makes them more beloved. Number 4. Gate. Yuuya Itami, an otaku and off-duty officer of the Japan Self-Defense Forces, was on his way to a doujin convention in Ginza, Tokyo, when a massive gate-shaped portal appeared, unleashing supernatural creatures and armored warriors who rampaged through the city, causing death and destruction in their wake. Yuuya jumped into action, rescuing as many lives as possible as his GS teammates fought the invaders. 3 months later, Yuuya was assigned to conduct a special recon operation as part of the Jest's mission to the special area beyond the gate. They must enter this uncharted world to gain information about their new opponents and develop amicable ties with the governing power. Failing means launching headfirst into a devastating conflict that might destroy both universes. Both series balance well between action and harem gathering or gushing, though only Gate has modern military hardware absolutely stomping fantasy war technology and fantasy creatures. Number 3. Masamune-kun's Revenge. Masamune Makabe was bullied as a youngster by Aki Adagaki, a rich and beautiful girl who nicknamed him Piggy because of his weight. Determined to get revenge, Masamune worked hard to enhance his appearance and became an arrogant high school student with the goal of having Aki fall for him before rejecting her. As chance would have it, Masamune was drawn to Aki's school, where he attempted to form a connection with the brutal princess. Despite his best efforts, Masamune's endeavors were futile until he got a curious letter addressed to his former pseudonym. Identifying who delivered the message was critical to his plan's success. Both I Got a Cheat Skill in Another World and Masamune-kun's Revenge follow chubby boys that turned into hotties. However, Masamune-kun's Revenge takes a more believable route instead of using the power of Ice-K magic. Number 2. Ice-K Cheat Magician. On a typical morning, Taichi Nishimura, a regular high school student, and his childhood friend, Rin Azuma, are en route to school. Abruptly, a luminous light envelops them, transporting them to a mystical land teeming with enchanting creatures. As they arrive, a menacing beast immediately threatens Taichi and Rin. In the nick of time, a band of adventurers rushes to their rescue, warning them that being unarmed and inexperienced amplifies the risk of monster attacks. Consequently, they guide Taichi and Rin to the guild, where they can evaluate their magical aptitude and register as adventurers. However, the test outcome they receive is unprecedented, revealing that Taichi and Rin possess exceptional powers exceeding the standard mage's abilities. Instantly, they transform from ordinary high school students into the ultimate cheat magicians. Ice-K Cheat Magician has a greater focus on magic and the development of magical abilities, while I Got a Cheat Skill in Another World and became Unrivaled in the real world has a greater focus on combat and action. Number 1. Cautious Hero. The hero is overpowered but overly cautious. Seiya Ruguin lives by the motto "You can't be too careful" and takes it to heart no matter how small the situation is. In his RPG games, he goes above and beyond to surpass his opponent's levels to ensure victory. Seiya's personality perfectly reflects this famous phrase. Ristardi summoned him, a goddess, to rescue the doomed world of Gaba Bran. Despite having impressive stats, he puts extreme effort into preparing for his mission. He trains relentlessly, fights weak enemies with his strongest moves, and hoards excessive supplies and potions. Although his overly cautious demeanor can be bothersome, it might be the key to saving Brand. In a world dominated by evil forces and unpredictable scenarios, Seiya's unyielding vigilance could be priceless. Do you have more anime recommendations like I got a cheat skill in another world and became unrivaled in the real world? 2. Let fans know in the comments section below. Goodbye, and see you in the next video.